All right, here we go, Brandon.
Yeah.
What was this twin-sided die?
All right.
Gonna see what happens.
All right. Let's go. Let's go.
10.
10. What does that mean? Oh! My balls!
That's what that means. I'll punch you in the dick.
Well, I guess I'm getting into the role of today's character. Because, yeah. All right. That's quite the cold open.
That's how we started. From now on,
So we
we use a 20-sided die.
Let's roll a 20-sided die and see what kind of fucking pain I'm inflicted. All right, I can roll with that.
Or maybe we do something good. We'll find out.
All right, I guess we'll have to find out. With that, hello everyone. Welcome to Hecate's Doorway Podcast. I am Brandon, sitting here with
Gabriel,
and
nice to meet you.
Yes, I would shake your hand, but I think
COVID.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Now we just don't like people.
Yeah, fuck you. And today we have a spicy meatball. We will be talking about Elizabeth Bathory.
Bathory.
This is our first episode of a 3-part series on the Bloody Countess. I'm sure most of you know who we're talking about.
And if you've seen our first episode, thank you. We appreciate the support.
You don't have to lie, you didn't see shit.
Yeah, it's okay if you didn't see it. Or hear it, actually. Or just see it.
They're watching us outside our window.
I mean, look at that window. People could watch us.
Actually, yeah, we're in like a fucking basement room right now. I'm pretty sure anyone could look at that little window.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful having sex here. Anyone can watch you guys if you don't have your curtains closed.
What if they're into that?
Exhibitionist. I like that.
All right. And, was that 2 cold opens?
I think so.
Now,
Right.
on to the murder.
Cool.
Just kidding. There's no murder in this episode. That's next episode.
Well, no, there's some murder.
A little bit.
Someone dies eventually.
Eventually. Alright, as I said, this is going to be a 3-part series. The first part is going to be mostly just introducing you to our character today.
Ooh.
And then next episode will be a little more of the blood and gore. So, let's get this started. Elizabeth, or Erzsébet Bathory, was a 16th century Hungarian countess, infamously known as the Bloody Countess. And I'm sure most of you know why. She's charged with killing over 600 young girls who worked in her castle or came over to her castle for her sort of school for girls. Mostly, I think, their version of like high middle class. It wasn't super nobility, but it wasn't peasant class either.
Anything above peasant class is better.
Oh god, especially back then, Jesus Christ.
Yep. The tales of how she would drink and bathe in the blood in a desperate attempt to save her youth, or because she was in league with the devil to become a vampire.
Vampire!
Vampire! That's a reference to something else. Or what it was, and we will go into all her bloody escapades later on. But for this episode, we're going to attempt to properly introduce you to our subject for this in the next couple episodes. And this will wrap around and even more important towards the end of this series. Conspiracies.
So, let's start at the beginning.
Damn motorboating there.
Yeah. Elizabeth Bathory was born on 1560 on her family estate in the Hungarian town of, and much like last episode, I'm going to fucking butcher all of these names. Even worse, near Bathory, to Baron George Bathory and Baroness Anna Bathory, both of high nobility. Anna's father and George's brother were both high-ranking Transylvanian officials known as voivode. So to say she was born into power is a bit of an understatement.
What is a voivode?
You know, I tried to look that up. All it really told me that I could find out was it's just like a high-ranking Transylvanian official.
Okay.
Something that probably doesn't exist anymore. It's also a band.
Really?
Yeah,
Are they good?
probably.
All
I didn't look that far.
right.
All right. Back to the early years. Elizabeth grew up in her town of, here's another one, Esed, now known as Nagiased. Like I said, we're going to fucking butcher all these goddamn names. Where it's reported she suffered from seizures as a result of epilepsy, or what they used to call falling sickness.
Falling sickness?
Falling sickness. Falling and I can't get up.
I just think of every time you dream and like you wake up because you feel like you're falling. That's what I think of.
Oh god. That sounds horrible. Which apparently treatment was rubbing healthy blood on the lips of the affected. And some people can say that this is kind of where she got her taste for blood, though I kind of interject that this is, even though it's a fucking weird practice, it was a regular practice back then. So I don't really think you can kind of connect the dots there.
Who the fuck came up with that?
Dude, this is fucking, what did I say, like 16th century? They used to rub cat shit in their hair as gel. I'm not even fucking joking.
But who was the first one? Was there any correlation?
Blood was a huge thing from what I've kind of seen
Yeah.
back then. Like, they would be like, oh, this person's healthy, so if we give this unhealthy person healthy blood, it's gonna fucking, I don't know, fight the unhealthy blood.
I mean, I know blood transfusions are a thing, but that's not how that works.
Yeah.
I get it back then.
No,
You
no.
think they would have seen at some point, though, that doing that does not cure the epilepsy.
You know, these are the things that you gotta tell those people that are like, oh, we need to go back to Eastern medicine. Like, oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, essential oils.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
essential oils. You know,
Here we go again.
slippery slope, folks. All
I'm
right.
pretty sure some of them are going to be listening to this at first, and then they're going to hear that little joke and be like, these motherfuckers.
All right. Well, since we're treading the waters of unsubstantiated, God, I cannot talk today. Unsubstantiated claims, we'll touch on another big claim, which is that the seeds of her later acts of cruelty were planted in her early childhood by her own family. Things from being greatly affected by watching officers of her family dish out cruel punishments to being introduced to witchcraft and Satanism by family members. But remember, these are all completely unsubstantiated claims, and honestly, were probably added to her mythos well after the fact just to paint a more appealing story.
Yeah.
As with most things in this.
A lot of things tend to get added afterwards just to make it seem more grandeur.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, the more we get into things like this, it's gonna come pretty clear that a lot of this shit is wishy-washy.
Ooh, wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy.
That's Pokemon. No, wait.
They did not name a fucking Pokemon wishy-washy.
No, yeah, they did. They did.
God damn.
Alright. She was taught a lot as a child, though, just not occultism. The wealth and power she was born into didn't go to waste. On top of just having a high social standing, she was well educated in things like languages, as well as Hungarian. She could also speak German, Greek, and Latin. By all accounts, she had a great life, at least great, respectively given the time period. Obviously, don't know if she truly did or did not like the life. Yeah, being a noble back then wasn't always the good thing or the good life.
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't really say that she actually like enjoyed it. But I mean, she obviously was highest of the high, and I don't mean that in a Snoop Dogg sense. So, yeah. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? But
all we can give accounts is what was recorded.
Mm-hmm. Or I mean, not really recorded, which that's gonna wrap around later.
Ooh, cool.
So, speaking of rumors, I guess we'll touch on the last one. This one's kind of a footnote that I don't think really holds any weight, but since we're talking about them, I'll throw this one in there. The last really rumor involves her having an unplanned child with some unknown, probably just some peasant boy at the age of 13. Said that the boy was given to or not a boy, I don't know if it was a boy or girl, but the child was given to a family friend and never seen again, never talked about again.
Hmm.
Not really necessary, but I just thought, throw it on the table.
Yeah.
Kind of to show that there are a lot of rumors about her. So
I mean, could have been true.
Could have been true. Could have not been true. I mean, she was fucking 13. I know
back then
it
things
was
were
different, but I don't know. I thought the notion of it possibly being a peasant boy was kind of interesting. Just kind of insinuating that she was not sticking to just the noble.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that kind of plays in later too. You can see I'm kind of trying to set something up here.
Okay.
So I guess we're starting on now. She's going to be married.
Ooh.
Have fun pronouncing that name.
So she was married in 1573 and was engaged to marry Count Frederick Nadasdy, a member of one of the most wealthy and influential families in the area of Hungary. Frederick's wedding gift to Elizabeth was his castle of God,
I don't see. This is what I'm talking
that
about.
might be Silent C. Sete.
Remember last time when I said I should have looked up all the pronunciations? I kind of shot myself in the foot by not doing that again.
Oof.
This one's even worse.
Alright. Residing in the Little Carpathians. Okay, thank you. Situated in western Slovakia. The castle where the most infamous part of the story takes place, as well as Bathory's prison at the end of her life.
So yeah, there we go. She is married, and by all accounts I can find, she wasn't unhappy. I don't see anything about her not enjoying her marriage. It gets a little spicy later on. We'll touch on that in episode 2. But again, remember, a lot of these are, I don't want to say unsubstantiated, but they're not official. I know a lot of people think that the tale of Elizabeth is very set in stone, but it's very, what's the word for it? Like not left in the water. What is that phrase?
I don't know.
Well, I'll go back to my other one. It's wishy-washy.
Okay. Huh. He always thought that those tales were actually kind of true.
Oh, I did too. I definitely did too. I thought that at the very least she was. I mean, I'm not saying she wasn't. But I'm just saying it's definitely not 100%. But again, we'll touch on that in later episodes.
All right.
So for now, let's get back to home life. Oh god, I don't. His name is so weird. It's like I'm gonna say Frank. You know what? We're going Frank. We're gonna call him Frank. Frank became the chief commander of the Hungarian army, and as such, Elizabeth was left alone quite often and was responsible for things like managing the affairs and estates. Amongst all of her responsibilities, one was providing medical care to her people during the Long War, or also known as the 13 Years' War. So I thought that was actually kind of interesting. I didn't know that she was a people person like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. She was also, I don't quite know 100%. I'm assuming this means like she kind of commanded forces, but I looked into it. She was in charge of the defense of the home castle, the one that we can't fucking pronounce.
Oh, yeah.
It was attacked by Ottomans before, something about it being like on the path to Vienna or something like that. But yeah, she was who's that one first lady that like took over like 100% after the president died? Not I don't know my state's history as much as I should, but I'll say she was very good at using the power she had. She wasn't the sit back and let husband do everything. She was very forthwith. Is that the right word? I don't think it is.
JFK's wife, or
no, because and he got replaced like that. Like they fucking LBJ was the president like while he was still dying in the hospital.
Damn.
Yeah, no. But no, she was just very in control. Like she managed the power very well. She wasn't kind of just sitting back and letting old Frank run everything,
Okay.
which is another puzzle piece. There's a lot of puzzle pieces in this.
Nice.
Yeah, this one doesn't hold too much, but I just want to talk about her children for a second. She had a few.
Let's see. There wasn't too much information on them. It's not recorded wise. There's probably a bunch of hearsay, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still important enough to at least introduce them. In total, Elizabeth has 5 children. Anna, born in 1585. Orisilia,
Orosia.
born in 1590. Katharina, born in 1594. Andras, born in 1596. And Paul, born?
I think it's Paul.
Paul. Okay. Paul Bourne in 1598. I thought that was his actual name, Paul Bourne.
Paul Bourne. I just thought that was. I just want to throw that in there just to give some background. And it was said that she had a good relationship with her children, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know if anyone was plotting. I think one of them died when they were like 4, though. But that's normal for people that age.
Yeah. Frederick died January 4th.
Frank. His name is
right.
Frank. God damn it.
Sorry, Frank. Her husband died January 4th, 1604, at the age of 48. Oh, he was old.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, especially for back then, that's old.
Well, she died when she's like, what, 50 something, I think?
Damn.
That nobility lasted quite a while.
Yeah, true.
They
They did have more accommodations and whatnot for them.
Yeah.
From an unknown illness, what was known is that whatever it was started with a debilitating leg pain in 1601 before leaving him permanently disabled in 1603. Think it was maybe a stroke or something?
I don't know. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, I think if it was a stroke, they probably would have said something about epilepsy.
I mean, to be fair, they thought epilepsy could be cured with blood.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they could actually tell what a stroke actually entailed.
Maybe it was like one of those things from like River Monster where you pee in the lake and it goes up your dick hole.
No. Let's not talk about that.
Yo, I hear that's where sounding came from.
No. You bitch. You bitch.
Someone was just, out in there and he's like, you know what, guys, I kind of like this. I'm gonna
Moving on. His family was left in the care of Giorio. I don't know. Giorio?
I don't know. It sounds like Guy Orgy, but I don't think his name was Guy Orgy. That's a different thing.
Giorio.
We're gonna call him George.
George.
We're gonna call him.
Who would later lead the investigation against Elizabeth for all the crimes she supposedly committed.
Yeah, her. I think he was also her cousin or something. So that's kind of fucked.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Family? Well, I guess that's how people move up back then. Got their own family.
Yeah, that's another puzzle piece.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of little pieces being thrown on the table here.
I don't think they're gonna be able to pick it up.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing a good job of throwing them down. But you know what?
What?
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay, have fun.
I'll fucking throw them on the table. Fucking dick out.
Don't do dick out. You don't know how old these people are. You don't want to do that.
You're not allowed to walk through our doorway if you're under 18.
Why would you put an age restriction on this?
Shit gets wild in here, dude.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it kind of sucks to put an age restriction on this.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get caught like Jared Fogle.
Fucking hell, man. Come on.
All right. Okay. here in this little bit, this is kind of the murkier spot. Um, because we're gonna start talking about the more infamous part, but we're really gonna get into that along with her arrest and everything. Oh, my best cracked. Next episode. But one thing I kind of want to point out that I thought was a little weird. I don't know how many people would really know. I'm not sure how deep the Bathory lore goes amongst everyone. But one of the things that I always heard was that her husband was either one of her accomplices or one of the people that kind of introduced all of the crazy torture. But, I mean, who knows how far back this went? What was the date I found that a lot of people said? What was it, 16...
10?
No, that's too far. I think it
No.
was like 1603?
Damn.
02 or 03, but that was when he was all fucked up with his piss monster disease.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's if that can be true.
Oh.
And some of the other accomplices were like one of her like old nurses and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
And that's something we will definitely kind of dig into a little more on the next episode. But I just thought that was kind of weird. What do you believe? What do you believe?
Well, I thought at first everything was true about her. But I guess that's to be expected when you just teach the bare basics.
Mm-hmm.
And you only look at the surface.
Yeah,
You gotta look more into it.
You definitely do. You definitely do. It kind of goes back to that thing I said on the last episode where old, like, killers and stuff, when their body count is, like, fucking ginormous, like, over fucking, like, Bundy and shit like that, like, hers is, like, 650 or something.
Mm.
It's like it's kind of, You really believe that?
You think at that point, all the local peasants and the local farmers will raise arms with that many people gone missing and reported dead.
Exactly. I know that's, I mean, again, who knows? The excuse that I've heard for this was that the majority of those girls were all killed like when she was younger, and that was back when people were sending like peasant people who, I guess in this society didn't fucking matter, the less dead were sending like their daughters over there to work in her castle for her, and those were like the majority of her victims. So I guess if they were reported,
Yeah.
no one really gave a shit because they're peasants. Who fuck cares?
They're basically treated like less than dirt.
Yeah, and then no one got involved until she starts this like school for like etiquette for girls, which, like I said earlier, was where like I guess middle class. I don't know. They were like called was like the lesser gentry or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not peasants, but they're not like high class. I guess they're like middle class. They send their daughters over there, and I guess when those girls start going missing,
like the trade class.
Yeah, something like that. Kind of like home ec, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Elizabeth's home ec, where we add blood into everything.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Do we have anything else in this tale? I don't think this is a shorter episode than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no kidding.
Small.
Oh well.
All right. Well, like I said, we will get into the bloody bits next episode. That one is going to be a bit of to coin a phrase, a gold star episode. Maybe. We'll see. It probably won't be that bad, actually.
Bring your trench coats, kids. Bring your trench coats.
I want to sit in the front row.
It's going to be a splash zone.
The splash zone. Ooh, chunky.
Meaty.
All right. Well, I guess we will wrap this one up here. These will hopefully get longer as we go on, as the research gets better and we become a little more seasoned in all of this.
Yeah.
I guess for now we will leave it at that, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.
Alright. Goodbye. Y'all have a good day.
Hail Satan.
Blessed be.